In this video I will try to show you how I apply protection films on a cell phone display. I've done this to cameras, tablets, laptops and many other weird things with displays. This time I will use this one, made in Romania. I really wonder how it will work. So what I've got in the package was the instructions, the foil itself, a paper napkin to wipe the screen. I'm not sure how good this is, but we will see. And some labels to remove dust. I will show you how to use those in a moment. And now let me show you what you can get from other film manufacturers. Some give you this sort of stuff. After you put on the foil, you can remove air bubbles with it, but I always like to don't leave any air bubbles from the first apply, so I don't usually get to use this, but it's good to have around. You may get different type of screen cleaning paper. This probably is wet type in this case. You can get a napkin made of not paper but silk or something similar. And sometimes you get positioning labels. I've never used this, but you kind of stick them onto this, and when you put it on your cell phone, you actually have something more visible than this to adjust your position. But I usually go only with this foil, it's enough. And in other cases you get everything on a single sheet of paper. So let me just see how good this fits. Yeah, not great, but decent enough. Actually no, kind of sucks, it's smaller than the screen. Way smaller than the screen. What the hell were they thinking? Yeah. This is unusable. Okay, well guys, this says it all. Romanian made. Crap. I will have to send it back and continue this video when I get the proper thing. How can you make this so small compared to the screen? I know it's a curved screen and the foil won't go to the edge, but this isn't even covering the display part of the screen. So yeah. Go Romanians again. Well, what can I say? We will continue. A few days later and the new foil has arrived. I had to insist a little bit because at first the online store didn't believe me. The one that I first bought does not fit the phone. Let me just put the old one here. You can see it's clearly not fitting. When I sent them a picture, they clearly agreed with me and sent me a new one, and yeah, the old one remained in my possession because they said it's too expensive to get it back to them. So yeah, I also got this useless one. And now let's open the new foil and hope for the best. Yeah, Germany should be better, or at least I'm hoping, but you can never be sure these days about anything. Okay, this is what we get. The price is more than double for this foil, so yeah, the quality also should be way better. But for me the single most important thing is if it fits better. And yes, it does. This one is, if the camera would focus where I want it to focus, this one is spot on. It's exactly as big as the display. So yeah, clearly they did a better job than the other one. Let me just try and show you the difference between these two. Yeah, this would be pretty difficult. Let me try and use something darker as a background. I'm lining them up on the lower side, and you might see the difference on the upper side. Yeah, about 2 millimeters difference, I'm guessing. So yeah, clearly the new one will fit way better, but as you can see, except, oh no, I was ready to say I didn't get anything else except the manual and foil, but yeah, we will not read the manual. Okay, we got this for cleaning the display. So let's put the foil aside a little bit, and let me try and show you, let's put some smudges on the screen, and let me try and show you how this stuff works. Yeah, this is pretty good. You can see in the reflection it cleans up very well. So it seems that in this case, bigger the price, better the quality. Let's do some smudges. Weird enough, when you need smudges on the screen, it's hard to make them, but I will do my best. You can see a few of them there. Let me try and refocus. The camera is trying to focus if I put it like this. Yeah, maybe like this better. Okay, let me use the paper from the Romanian one. Okay, you can see this is absolutely useless. It maybe you cannot see, sorry. it does remove the smudges, but very hard, and it doesn't let make the glass completely clean. I'm sure you can see that. It leaves like a film of grease. It doesn't remove that, it just spreads it around. And if I do this, yeah, I can feel it. I can feel this one. Come on, focus. I can feel this one adhering to the display. So it's clearly way better. Let me try with an older one. This is not adhering, so this would smudge everything. So this from Hama is way better than Silicious, something like that. Hama, way to go. And the other way I do it with some old socks. I found that they are better than some types of tissues made especially for this job. So yeah, this I will keep for a lot of time because I really like how it's going. It's doing its thing perfectly. So yeah, you have to be careful and make the area completely clean and completely dust free. Any speck of dust will okay, we still have one here, and I've put some new ones. You have to be careful when you clean a little speck of dust, you have the chance of putting a new one in its place, and any speck of dust will appear underneath the foil, and that kind of sucks. But even in that case it's not all lost, because I will show you how to remove specks of dust and air bubbles. You can see, come on, hello, my hand is here. Would you like to focus on it? Maybe today? Okay. You can see this has to be peeled off first. So, just a final check for specks of dust. All seems okay. On camera it might not look okay because the camera sees this a little bit closer than where I am now. Let me move this so I can look a little bit from above. I am peeling the foil now. Be careful not to touch the inside. This one you can throw away, you're not using. And this is your foil that will be put on the screen. Do not touch the inside of this foil. It's very important to not have anything on the screen. You can see it's sticking, and if you look closely, I've made a mistake and it's going a little bit to the left. There is no problem, you can peel it off. Well, sometimes when something goes wrong, it all goes wrong. So clearly my camera just died on me without any warning. So I had to recharge the battery. So I also left it to stick all the way. but you can see we have a problem here, and maybe you can see one about here. Now do not try to press this to remove the air, because there is a speck of dust there, so you will not be able to completely remove the air. You have to remove the speck of dust. So now I will show you how to do exactly that. In this case, if you left it to stick to the screen, you cannot pull it off again from this, because all it does now is remove the outer layer that you have to throw away. So this is the foil that remains on the screen, and you cannot pull it off by hand because you would damage it. So you have to use this is just scotch, we name it. I'm not sure if that's the correct term in English. It's a transparent stick tape. So you just stick it somewhere and make sure it's well glued, and when you pull it, you also pull the whole foil with it. So now we want to make sure first that we put this in the correct position. This will be pretty hard because my point of view kind of sucks. But I will do my best. Without trying to film this, it would be probably, let me try and turn this around. It would be 100% easier. You can see it's also electrostatically charged, so that makes everything even harder. Let me try and position myself a little bit higher. It is very important to get this this area to be in a good position. Of course, again, it's not good. You can see here that putting on this foil, I don't know how to say this. You shouldn't be scared of it. It's not a one-way trip. As long as you don't panic and put your fingers underneath it to make it dirty or damage it, you can always pull it off and rearrange it a little bit. You know, Murphy gets us all the time, so clearly on camera I'm having trouble fitting this correctly. Also the fact that this phone has curved edges does not help me at all. Most of other phones have the foil going all the way to the edge, and that makes things way easier. I could probably do this off camera about 100 times easier, but that wouldn't mean a thing. No. What can I say? Today is not a good day for putting foils on screens. Okay, I will try to go at this another way. Nope. It's very hard to get the button in the correct position when starting from the edge. Well, yes. Finally did it. Let me just turn this around so the focus remains on the phone and not on the window reflection. You can see we have a little bit of air here. We can push this air slowly out. You can see it's moving out without any problems. So if you don't have dust underneath, the air goes out. Very easy. Now here, 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 and I think in somewhere here, we have dust, so that we cannot just as easily push out, and I will have to use another sticky tape. We pull this not completely because that would destroy everything we just created, just enough to insert this underneath to make the specks of dust stick to it. Okay. Of course, you know it. My eagerness to make this video after waiting for a lot of time for this foil made me not leave the camera to charge enough, so yeah, it shut down again. Like I say, don't do what I do, learn from my mistakes. Leave the camera to charge enough, or actually fully all the time. So let's take this off. Okay. So no problems at this end, but you can say the same thing about this end. So we have to pull this off and remove every little. You can even remove from the screen if you can see specks of dust. Okay, another big speck of dust here. You can see from the clumsiness of this install today that these foils are not really easy to damage, and if you do not panic and take your time, another speck of dust here, you can install it very well. So it might be a good thing that I partly failed, because it should give you a little bit more courage to do your foil, because you can see that it's not easy to damage. So yes, it's perfect. No air bubbles, no nothing. Let me just power this on. These are not air bubbles. These, if you can see them, are underneath the glass, because I've changed the display on this phone. It was completely broken. So yeah. Good foil install, but not very good videoing from my part, so sorry for that, but all the info in this video should be good. So you can push out air bubbles, but do not try to do that with dust. Sorry. Okay, back. And yeah, you can see it's looking pretty good. And it's exactly as big as the screen, the display. I might even still have a speck of dust here. One moment, I look closely. Yes, a cute little one. Let me try and show it to you. Come on, come on. If I would have any idea how to make this camera focus on what I want, it would be awesome. Maybe you can see just there, speck of dust. So even now, it's not too late to remove it. You stick this on, and the dust is gone. Let me just check closer. So yeah, completely gone. And then you remove this, not pulling from the edge, because that would lift the foil up. Pulling from the middle. Okay, it actually lifted a little bit, and you see a small air bubble disappearing by itself. You can push a little bit to help it. So yeah, installed perfectly. You can push air bubbles, don't try it with specks of dust. You can remove it many times, but do not put your fingers or do not scratch it underneath. Keep your screen clean before applying it. Work in a dust-free area as much as you can. And yeah, don't be afraid to do this. And sorry again for the video, I would have started over, but yeah, you cannot really start over applying a foil without buying another one. So, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Feel free to like, dislike, share, and stuff you do on YouTube. Maybe even subscribe. And see you again in the next one. Bye.